Cosmic Girl 101 signing on for the Mars conjunct Uranus video occurring on July 15, 2024. This video is for all sun signs and astrology enthusiasts. Here we have a video about the Mars-Uranus conjunct in the sign of Taurus at this time on the 15th of July 2024. This is about to occur, so I thought I would put this video out a little earlier to give you a flavor of what I think is going to be occurring on this particular day. Now, Mars traditionally is in full in the sign of Taurus. It's not very happy in the sign of Taurus. It feels very much like it's held back. It's very sluggish. It's very slow. It's just come out of its own sign of Aries, and it almost feels like it's running into a brick wall when it ingresses into the sign of Taurus. So we've got this feeling of a slow burn of rage, a slow burn of taking action, being more deliberate in regards to creating strategies to move forward. So when Mars is coming into a conversation with Uranus on this day, this is when Mars could have his fire lit, and we seem to be taking some sort of acute or explosive action, whether it be in our own personal experiences, seeing it or hearing it in people around us, or on the world stage through social media news, or even what we read. Uranus is known to be about acute, swift change. It's odd and peculiar in characteristics. It's also to do with being innovative and looking towards the future. And Mars, very much about the future, because it's always heading and directing its energy towards something in regards to conquering and accomplishing. It may bulldoze to get there and create a lot of disruption and war and conflict on its path, yet there is determination and grit to get something accomplished and see the end game regardless of the collateral damage it's left behind. Mars-Uranus conjunct is very loud. It will be unmissable, whether it's deep within our souls or our physical bodies, our mental spaces, our physical worlds, or again in the outside world reflected back to us very loudly. So think of these planets as sitting down at a coffee shop, having a conversation, and the conversation is going to be about all things Taurian. So wherever you have Taurus in your chart, whatever house it is, have a look at that house and then listen to the archetypal combination that will be impacting your personal chart on this day. So we've got exciting, explosive breakthroughs, can be abrupt, can be quite rambunctious, but it almost feels like a gift of injecting and expressing energy that has felt sluggish. We have the green light, the gun goes off, and something starts. And in the sign of Taurus, which is Venus's sign, it can be have a lot to do with, on a very mundane basis, a lot to do with agriculture, food, resources and finance, our assets, our self-worth and self-value, and significant relationships that have been long-term. Venus in the sign of Taurus will have long-term, very stable and conservative and predictable relationships and connections. So when Mars and Uranus conjunct on this day, boy, oh boy, are we all put on notice that there could be some pretty abrupt changes or occurrences connected to Taurian themes. Now, the moon is opposing the conjunction on this day of the 15th of July. And it is a fallen moon in the sign of Scorpio, but Mars is the ruling sign of Scorpio. And we've got this waxing moon, so something building and coming to the surface in a very slow way that could be surprising. So we could have some big reveals connected to relationships, how we even feel might throw us off because something's been percolating and brewing beneath the surface and trying to be released and purged so we no longer feel weighed down. That fallen moon in Scorpio is very much triggered by this conjunction on the 15th of July because its ruling planet Mars conjuncting Uranus is going to be affecting the lunation at this time on this day. Now we have that moon trining retrograde Saturn and Neptune in the sign of Pisces. So there could be some big reveals or at least acknowledgements of things that have been possibly sabotaging or deceptive, something that needs to be addressed on this day that could come from a long time ago, or again, something that's been concealed from our view. And it could very well be quite explosive. Now we have that Mars and Uranus conjuncting Taurus in a degree-based sextile to the sign of retrograde Neptune in Pisces. So let's talk a bit about what Neptune, the planet, is connected to. It's connected to deception, illusion, creativity, and also the ethereal different dimensions of our consciousness, how we feel dreamy and romantic. And we need the dreams, we need the deceptions and illusions because it accelerates the creative side of us to come out and make something real. So when we have a sextile from Mars Uranus to retrograde Neptune in Pisces, it could be revealing a deceptive illusion of a relationship or a financial or agriculture subject is possibly going to be revealed on this day as well, to do with food, farming, land, etc. And we also have this feeling of possibly being aware that we need to get creative in regards to what we have been lagging behind on. We've been dropping the ball, and this sextile with that dynamic Uranus-Mars conjunction can help propel and move our creative sides and get out of any illusion that has possibly been trapping or jarring us. Okay, so we have the ruling planet Venus in the sign of Leo, co-present with Mercury as well on this day. And these two planets are actually squaring the sign of Taurus, where this conjunction is occurring. So Venus and Mercury are having a buzz up and enjoying their moment in the spotlight, being quite visual and enjoying life in the sign of Leo. So when we've got these two planets living it up and squaring that Taurus, it feels like there's a Debbie Downer sensation, a reality check that could make relationships, communication, or even our mental landscapes feel disrupted or in a bit of a lull. So don't be too surprised if relationships, communication, or even how we're mentally dealing with things on this day could be a little bit iffy and unpredictable, especially with people around us again as well. So self-care, if you have mental health issues, know that this day can be disruptive, or if you know people that suffer from some sort of mental health issues as well, be a little bit gentler, give them a call, reach out and see how they're going on this day. They may need support, or you might as well. It's not as if I see this conjunction as get under the covers and run away. It could be useful to have this explosive change or revealing deep emotions with that full moon in Scorpio of, I'm sick of it, I'm bringing it to the surface, I've had enough, I'm about to scream, I can't hold on to these feelings anymore, and I'm psychically, drawn to go in a different trajectory. So it can be helpful to break through barriers of fear connected to emotions, relationships, and again with agriculture, food and land, finances and resources. It just could be the medicine that the planet and all of us here just might need. What else do we have going on here on this day? And obviously there's a lot going on. We have the Sun in Cancer, sextiling Mars and Uranus conjunction. And it's a 3-degree sign-based aspect. So this is important with the Sun here in a sextile. So a sextile is favorable. And the Sun in Cancer, Cancer is a sign that is all about lunar themes. And we've got that full moon in Scorpio in a trine to the Sun. So it's like the Sun is encouraging to express and reveal feelings. And what are we revealing things about? Well, it's Cancerian themes of protecting our homes, our environments, our family, ancestry, real estate, property, even our own emotions, protecting them, but encouraged to learn how to creatively express them, or learn how to express and create different experiences. That Mars-Uranus conjunct in Taurus is beneficial. No matter which way you look at it, whatever side of the fence you're on, and it's either we've got a fallen, malefic, conjunct Uranus, in a sign it doesn't like, in detriment, and squaring the dispositor, in rambunctious, loud and proud Leo, oh, this doesn't look good, or does it? Either way, the planets are always imparting wisdom, and astrology is about understanding how they are interacting and how they actually create change for all of us, which is what life experience is about. And I like that we've got a Venus in Leo opposing Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, and this is a degree-based aspect within 3 degrees. So I put this into this day as well. A Venus opposing Pluto, which is the modern ruling planet of the sign of Scorpio. Well, isn't this interesting how we've got Venus very loud and proud and enjoying herself in the sign of Leo, opposing that Scorpio. So the ability to express one's authenticity about their beliefs and their values, how they value relationships, opposing Pluto in Aquarius, which can be very much about shaking up the status quo and the conventional to create change. And Venus can be very much in her flow and not holding back, opposing tradition, what has always been, being a little bit unconventional and a little bit risque. And you might see, even on the world stage or people around you, being a little bit out of character, but quite sassy and have a step and a bit of a skip that is unusual, because there's something percolating. There's like a fire in the belly here of going, I'm not going to do things the way I've always done them. I'm going to change things up here. So we like that Venus and Mercury, given, opposing that Pluto of what has always been. We need to shake things up, connected to conventions, status quo, and groups and societies that we're connected to or that we are observing. Have a blessed day on the 15th of July. And again, whatever angle you're coming from, I think this is going to be important in regards to taking on a different perception connected to the Taurian themes. Things that we've been conservative about, slow about, sluggish about, deliberate about, the chop wood, carry water. What's the constant? What has always been? What is safe? What are we building? And, is it, we're going in the right direction? Well, this Mars-Uranus conjunct can reveal if we are or we aren't, and whether we're proactive or reactive. This day is going to be significant, and there's always a potential for doing things a little bit better, but they may be odd or peculiar to us, but something's calling us to look at things from a different lens. Cosmic Girl 101 signing off. Thank you all for watching, and I will be uploading future videos connected to rising sign astrology reports on the monthly, sun sign, tarot readings as well, and there's plenty to look back on this channel connected to your rising sign or tarot readings if you'd like to have a listen and see if something resonates or hits with you, especially with the astrology rising sign reports. They're quite significant. And I personally would like to say a very grateful and gracious thank you to all that have been part of my channel, connected to subscribers and people that have liked and shared the content. I've hit 10,000 views, and I'm pretty chuffed about that. I mean, I've put a lot of work into it too, but the recognition is reflected, and it comes from you, the people that are watching here today, and the people that will be watching in the future and the past. So thank you so much. Look, have a great day on the 15th of July. You know, encircle it in your calendar. It's coming up. It's something that all of us are going, we're not going to be able to get out of it. We're on planet Earth. Welcome. So it's going to be an interesting day. Feel free to write in the comments section, you know, your reflections or how you intuitively see this day unfolding for you, or just your thoughts. By all means, express yourself in the comments section below. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.